Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Mindset. In this episode, is base chain about to explode? So, I've been doing more of a deep dive. So, today I'm going to be showing you more evidence as to why I think base chain is going to be the place to be over the next month or so. And really, again, this is about capturing quick gains. This is about moving with the flow of the market and then cycling those gains into my core holdings. So, whatever those core holdings are for you, it could even be something on base chain. For me, it is pulsechain. So I want my core holdings to be pulsechain because I believe in the longevity of it. I believe in the liquidity bonding of it. So I want to be cycling funds back into pulsechain. So this is really about rotation between different sectors. So I'm going to show you that evidence as to why I think base chain is set to explode. So with that, let's get into the episode. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is just mindset for investing, trading, and life. So I'm all about the mindset. I'm not about giving financial advice. So take all of this with a grain of salt. So, base chain, is it going to be the new Solana? The Solana, in the sense that can it really explode? So, is this going to be the next chain to explode within the next month? So, this is my core thesis at the moment. And again, it's about rotation and the plays on the different market cycles. So why base chain? So I did a deep dive yesterday that you can have a look at. I'm doing a further deep dive today, providing more evidence. So there was some things that I couldn't find in Twitter, which I found, and then I found some more things as well. So I'm going to show all of that. So firstly, it's about following big money. It's about riding the waves to capture the gains between the sectors to build up longer term plays. Again, whatever those longer term plays are for you. A lot of the whales, what they do, I mean, this is the whole market cycle with Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin goes up, they rotate out of Bitcoin, go into altcoins, altcoins go up, they rotate out of altcoins and then go back into Bitcoin while it's low. I'm trying to do this across different sectors. So this is the reason why I'm looking at base chain. That was the part of my strategy and a part of my plan. So base chain actually just keeps growing. I keep seeing more things about it on Twitter, even though I'm not even following anybody. I'm seeing Telegram wake up in regards to the different kinds of pulse chain channels that I'm in, funnily enough, and various chats and evidence just keeps popping up. I'm seeing that Coinbase is obviously the biggest exchange. So they're publicly listed, they're the biggest exchange. So they're very attractive, one, for VC money, and two, for retailers because it has ease of use. So what they're actually doing now is they're doing the finishing touches to their marketing so they can send base chain out into the world. So base chain had a big run in when it first got launched, then it stagnated. Now it's looking like it's picking up again. So once Coinbase actually gets the marketing out there, this is a very, very positive for the network because it's so easy to transition from Coinbase to base chain. That's the key. It needs to be easy. It needs to be as easy as possible for degen money. So this is going to have VCs that are moving into it because of the fact that it's Coinbase and retail hype. So it needs ease of transaction, and this is what's going to make it explode. People want things to be easy. Even this morning, I actually bought my first meme coin for a number of different reasons, and it took me about 2 hours to figure it out. So it needs to actually be very easy. So they're making it, hopefully they're going to make it a lot easier. But the point is, it needs to be easy, and that's what's going to attract the big money. And as we speak, the meme scene is just exploding. So I started looking at it yesterday. I'm just continuing to watch the top coins on Dex Screener, and it's really just exploding. So rotations. So the whole point of my thesis with my strategy was about rotating money between different sectors and also being able to keep my mind on different sectors. So one of the things that I wanted to keep my eyes on was artificial intelligence. And the main reason why is because I believe in the longevity of artificial intelligence. So metaverse, artificial intelligence, these are things that I'm very hyped about for the future. So I wanted to deliberately be in those kinds of tokens so I can keep my mind on it. I do actually have an artificial intelligence part of my channel where I do a monthly review of everything. So if you're interested in that, I do all the research and I do a monthly review of everything that happened within that month. So it's a collated example of the things that I actually like, but nevertheless, it should give you a good understanding. So with here, as you can see, these are just some different kinds of tokens. So from the bottom with APX, so this is Astro Peppy. So these are tokens that I've been keeping my eye on. Astro Peppy done a 32x. PAL is a big one. That's done a 5x. We have Numina that's numeraire, which is not that big. So it's done a basically, just a 2x, but still that's not too bad. And then a 20x for Neuroni. So these are some big moves. 20x in pulse chain, we've seen a 5x from the bottom, which is really fantastic. But if you were able to capture a 32x or a 20x and then cycle some of that back into pulse chain or your core holdings, that's pretty damn good. So that's the reason why I'm looking at these rotation ideas and looking at these different sectors to see what moves differently. And that's why now I'm starting to look at base chain. So the very first sign that I saw was this. So this was the thing which actually captured my attention. So this is total transferred amount between chains. So here it shows Arbitrum, Avalanche, Base, Binance, Ethereum, Linear, Neon, Optimism, Polygon, Solana, hashtag, where's Pulse Chain? But in any case, it's transferred amount. So as you can see here, Solana had the biggest outflows. So I would say on this, there's about 55% flowed out of outflows from Solana went into Ethereum. And then from there also, I would say a good 40% went into Base. That's quite a significant number. And then maybe 5% flowed out into these different other kinds of networks. Same thing with these, starting to see out of, well, again, with Ethereum, about 40% of the outflows flowed into Base. The other 50 to 60% flowed into other chains. So very interesting to see. And then out of all these other chains, little bits of money are flowing into Base. So I'm seeing, Base has had this big inflow of money within the last week. So that's very interesting. Ethereum, that's to be expected. But seeing that about 40 to 50% of the outflows from Solana are going into Base, that's what caught my attention, because that's the meme money, that's the degen money, that's also potentially the VC money. So then I started to dive deeper. So I went to DeFi Llama, started to compare the chains, and I'd seen an uptrend. So Base is the green, Pulse Chain is the pink, and Solana is the blue. So I saw obviously that Solana, with this outflows out here, things are starting to flow out. So this is now the TVL, so the total value locked. So you're starting to see this come down. It doesn't mean that it's hit its top or anything like this, but it's starting to flow down. This also could mean that it could continue to flow down further. And as that has flowed down, Base has gone up. Pulse Chain has also gone down. So this is also making me interested in something where money is flowing into rather than out of. So this is the reason, again, why I'm looking at Base Chain. The next piece of evidence that I saw, so Crypto Skull X here, if you are into Base Chain, so I would recommend following him. I found him and I followed him. So he's a very big influencer in the scene. He's got over 100,000 followers on Twitter. And look at this. This is weekly new users for Base. So June is basically a data pooling site. And look at this. That's exceptional. That's nearly 1 million users have flooded into Base. So that is huge. That's over a double from its biggest spike. It was downtrending and very low for basically since the end of October until now. So that is a massive spike. So I'm trying to go where the energy is. So if you want to look at, you can follow him on Twitter there, but I've also joined his Telegram group, which has over 20,000 subscribers. So in that Telegram group, it's free, and basically he just calls out gems. So they also basically tweeted out that they've captured their first 100x gem on Base Chain. So, okay, now it's really starting to move. So you've got your first 100x. So that's what I want to see. I want to see these signs of movement, of energy, of vibrancy. The next thing that I looked at was looking at Base. So Base is the decentralized exchange of Base Chain. So you can see this huge spike up in here. So this was the very first, when it first launched, when Base Chain was first launched, it went up, and then it basically just went down and sideways, and it was dead. Now there's life that's come back into it. Look at all this life that's come back into it. The levels that it's achieved, it's nowhere near its all-time high. It's got 9.5 million market cap. So this is what I'm actually going to be looking at and keeping my eye on to see how the actual whole sector is moving. Is this going to be an indicator for me moving forward as to the inflows and outflows in Base? Because again, one thing that's so easy about reading these types of chains with liquidity is the way that the liquidity is bonded. Because this is an Ethereum layer 2, everything is measured to Ethereum. And they don't have the genius of, for example, pulsechain or the mindset of pulsechain and the Atropa ecosystem, where everything is liquidity bonded, interconnected, not just one-dimensionally connected to Ethereum, and it all moves up and down with Ethereum and it pulls things up and down. With pulsechain, things are interconnected. So it's a web of tokens. It's an ecosystem of tokens. It creates a whole different atmosphere of higher lows and much less pumps and dumps. This is why, for me, pulsechain is my long-term play, because I'm seeing, the longevity here seems like it could be having much, much more potential. But can I actually use this as an indicator to see, all right, once I start to see a big top here, then I'm going to know, right, it could be game over. So this is just what I'm going to keep my eyes on. So with that, nice, short, easy episode. So I will be putting together a how to buy and how to bridge today as well. So I'm going to put that together along with how to actually buy a meme coin. So I bought my first meme coin. I won't release that yet because again, take it with a grain of salt. It's not financial advice. It's not a buy signal. It could be a rug pull, but I'm going to show that one later. And the reason why I've actually moved very quick on this, so I'll stop this now. One of the reasons why I've moved very quick on this, so in my previous video, I said I'll wait at least a week to 2 weeks, but I was having conversations with Vigilante, so that's at Utini, so UTIINI. So he's one of my best friends. He's one of my meditation buddies, and we have a very similar wavelength and very similar mindset. And I told him, I don't want to FOMO. I don't want to rush. But he told me, keep a steady mindset. Don't FOMO, but the meme scene, you actually have to be quick. So maintain your composure, but be quick, because that's what the memes are all about. If you're too slow, you're going to miss everything. And I thought, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I actually went into buying my first meme coin today after actually investigating a series of meme coins. So I'm going to show you which one I bought. And like I said, I'm going to show you how to buy. So with that, I'm going to finish with this book reading again from Diary of a CEO. This one is Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO. And this is about outfailing the competition. So one of the things that really comes to mind with all of this is I'm really willing to fail. And that's a mindset that I really want to have. I'm willing to explore. I'm willing to experiment. I'm willing to learn. That's what my whole channel is all about. It's about this journey of whether having the right mindset can lead to success. At the moment, my bags have gone from basically, like I said yesterday, a few $1,000s in my bank account to now hundreds of thousands. So can this actually lead to 7 figures? And can it lead to 8, 9, potentially 10 figures? That's the long-term plan. My long-term plan is 10 figures. I'm not going to lie. My long-term plan is 10 figures, not so I can buy mansions and cars and all of that. It's so I can do good in the world. I want to transform Australia. I want to transform Oceania. I want to transform the world with this concept of wellness, mindset first, meditation first. So can this actually be evidence of that? So the reason why I chose this is because it's about failing fast. And I really do believe that. And no one's actually spoken about this, but I have this mindset of trying things a lot. But Stephen Bartlett's one of the first that's actually spoken about failing fast. I have heard Edison talk about it, where he failed a lot. So it's that kind of concept where people think like if you fail, then it's really bad. But actually Edison was like, I didn't fail. I just tried 1,000 times before I got the light bulb. So he puts it so eloquently. So, even before I had heard about Thomas J. Watson and his unconventional perspective on failure, I spent 10 years encouraging, measuring, and driving up my team's failure rate. We all know failure is feedback, and we can agree that feedback is knowledge. And as the cliche asserts, knowledge is power. Therefore, failure is power. And if you want to increase your chances of success, you must increase your failure rate. Those who fail to constantly fail are destined to be eternal followers. Those that outfail their competition will be followed forever. I thought that was so powerful. Those who outfail will follow forever. So it's that shift from I'm just going to fail for the sake of failing. It's not about that. It's about failing fast. It's about moving fast. And that's also why I've chosen to go into this meme coin. I said 2 weeks, and then Utini came along and said, do it fast. Okay, all right. It might be a rug pull, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn fast. I've only put a small amount in. And the other little bit, just to emphasize this, was from the big dog, Jeff Bezos himself. He said to be innovative, you have to experiment. You need to do more experiments per week, per month, per year, per decade. It's that simple. You cannot invent without experimenting. We want failures where we're trying to do something new, untested, never proven. That's a real experiment, and they come in all scales and sizes. So that's precisely what I'm doing here. I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to share my mindset. And you take it with a grain of salt. You take it as you want. Again, it's not financial advice. It's not, hey, go buy base chain. I'm simply showing you my journey of what I'm doing. So with that, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Stay tuned. I'm going to release 2 more videos today. I feel full of energy. I'm on my day 5 of my fast and I feel like full of energy. So it's crazy actually. So yes, I'm going to do a couple more videos today. So stay tuned and please share these videos around. Thank you very much. Take care.